What is going on, beautiful people? Today, we're talking about escaping a relationship with a narcissist. If you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. So, welcome back. This is a hot topic. Not hot because it's like, you know what I mean? Not like because it's popular, but like hot because it could be popular, but it's also hot because it's risky. That's why I use the word escape. I didn't just say leaving a relationship with a narcissist, which is what some people have the ability to do. Everybody can't just leave a narcissistic relationship, right? Some people have to escape, because the way I describe a toxic relationship with a lot of narcissists and toxic people and dangerous people is like you're in a prison, like you are a prisoner, right? You've been locked up in this narcissistic prison for X amount of years, X amount of time that you've been together in a relationship with this person, right? Like, it could be a short period of time. It doesn't take very long for, especially the really dangerous narcissistic people. It doesn't take very long for them to become obsessed and think that you belong to them, right? So the time period can sometimes be insignificant, but sometimes it can be very, very significant. Like I said, you don't have to be in a relationship with them for a long period of time for them to become attached to you, obsessed with you, and think that you belong to them. Where escaping makes sense. Like leaving a relationship with a narcissist, you're like, okay, you can go, like with some narcissists, could you leave, if you decide to leave them, could you just go up to them and tell them, hey, look, this isn't working, and I've decided that it's best for me to make this move over here. It's best for me to leave this relationship. It's best for my growth and my healing and my journey. It's best for me to go this way. Could you do that to some narcissists? Yeah. But the ones that you have to escape are the dangerous, obsessive ones. You have to make a plan, and telling them might not be the best course of action. You see? Because some narcissists are dangerous. Some of them will escalate when you tell them that you're leaving. This is going to suck to say, but there are people laying in the cemetery right now, laying at rest right now, that are in heaven right now, that told their narcissistic person that they were going to leave them. All you did was tell them that you wanted a divorce or that you wanted to end the relationship, and now they're in heaven looking down, maybe channeling this message to you, maybe putting this message on your For You page, maybe putting this message on your YouTube or your TikTok or your Twitter, wherever you see this at, or your Facebook, wherever you see this at, right? Maybe they sent maybe they channeled this message to you because you never searched for narcissists before, have you? You never searched for abusive, toxic relationships before, have you? But it's somehow, some way, this black guy with dreads ended up on your page talking about escaping a toxic relationship, right? There are people laying in the cemetery right now that shouldn't be, but they are, because the only error that they made was telling somebody that they wanted to leave. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to make a plan. Telling the person that you're going to leave them isn't always part of that plan. You see, I'm just telling you because some people react negatively. Like y'all, I'm telling you, for what do you call it? It's family annihilators is the term that you hear a lot of people are referred to. They call them family annihilators because they don't just take you out there. If you have kids and you tell them that you're going to leave, they annihilate the kids too. They annihilate you, they annihilate the kids, and then they annihilate themselves. Or they have somebody else do it. They hire a hit person to come out here and annihilate you because all you wanted to do is leave. So if you're escaping, if you feel like the word escape fits better than leaving, then you don't have to tell that person that you're going to leave them. Sometimes it's best to make a plan. However long that plan takes. I've talked to people. There's people that I consider friends with me right now that it took them 18 months to make a plan to leave their relationship. They stayed with a person that they probably hated for 18 months in order to be able to leave safely. When they left safely, when that narcissistic person went to work that day, they came home and they were gone. There were divorce papers sitting there and they didn't know where they were at. change the address, change the phone number, talk to me through my lawyer. But they didn't have kids. So I know it's different when you have kids because kids are, in the middle. But that's why I'm saying right now, if you are making a plan to leave this person, be careful, of course. And you don't have to tell everybody your plan. Only tell people that you feel like you can trust with your life. Don't tell the person at the bar. Don't tell your doctor. If y'all see the same doctor, don't tell a friend of a friend. Don't tell the coach of your son's team. Don't tell the coach of your daughter's cheerleading team, your son's cheerleading, whoever, whatever. Don't tell them. Don't tell people that you wouldn't trust with your life. You make a list of people that you trust, that like a list of people that, okay, if I tell this to this people, if I tell this to this person, I trust them with my life, because that's what you're doing sometimes. Because if you tell the wrong person alerts your toxic narcissistic partner, and then they can put you in danger, and they can cost you your life. They can cost you your life. Cost your kids their lives. So if you don't have to tell people unless you need help, and you have to be able to trust those people with your life. Albeit maybe your parents that you can tell. Your parents. I talked to a woman very recently. She's in her 60s. And the person who helped her leave was her 89, 90-year-old mom. She said, Lee, I took off walking. It got dangerous. It got abusive. I just left the house. I didn't take the keys. I didn't take anything. The only thing I took was my cell phone. And I guess who I called? I was like, the police? She said, no, I called my mom. I was like, you've been married for 40 years. She said, my mom was in her 80s. I think she said 90. It might be 89 or 93. It's one of those numbers are popping in my head. But she said her mom grabbed her purse, hopped in the whip, and came and got her. I was like, that touched my heart, y'all. I was just like, wow. Mama Bear, in her 80s and 90s, still coming to get her little girl. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes that's the only people you can trust is your parents. But sometimes it gets to that point, but you can't even trust your parents because the parents like your partner, like your ex, and they'll tell, hey, look, you need to get things together because my son is about to leave you, or my daughter's about to leave you, and they just inadvertently put you in danger. You see, find people that you can trust. Make a plan, y'all. Make a plan, and y'all. I feel like if you have to escape, make a plan, and also make sure that you're ready to go for good. Make sure that there's a plan in order for money, housing, whatever, but also make sure there's a plan in order for your heart and your emotions. Because if you go back after you if you have to escape them, right? You don't tell them that you're going to leave, and you feel like you have to escape them, and you do escape, and somehow you go back, you end up back in that relationship or end up back in that house with them. They're not going to trust you again to not just leave. If they've been controlling before, they're going to become even more controlling right now. They're going to become even more controlling. They're going to have eyes on you at all times. You might have cameras around the house. You might have to turn your location on at all times. Life 360, you're on your phone right now. I said this in one of my lives, but they become so obsessive. They might have you swallow a damn AirTag. You know what I mean? They might try to put one of they might try to put one of these right here. They might try to slip you one of these in your favorite meal. Hey, here's a piece of pizza. Just swallow the whole. Don't chew it. And there's a whole time it's a damn AirTag. Because I know that's stupid, but they want to know where you are at all times. So you can be driving around and like, you know how your phone is like, there's an AirTag traveling around with you. An unknown AirTag with you right now. That's because they got an AirTag in your car. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works a lot of the times. So you have to be able to protect yourself in these spaces, because if you don't protect yourself, you're going to end up inevitably going back to this toxicity, and you're going to end up getting hurt. You're going to end up getting drugged around and hurt and manipulated, and it's going to be painful for you in this space right here. So make sure when you're making this plan to leave, make sure that you are ready to leave. Make sure that this is final. Make sure you have already mourned the loss of this relationship. You know, if you have kids, make sure that you already have an idea of a parenting plan. Sometimes you just have to escape. Sometimes you have to pack yourself up and go. Like, you're not ready to leave. You feel like it's gotten dangerous. Sometimes you have to pack up and go, but you might have to stay in contact with this person because you have children, and a lot of them will absolutely use the children as leverage, albeit to keep the kids around or to just threaten and discard the kids and be done with the kids for good. You know, if they are in control of all the finances or the financial provider, they'll threaten to just not provide for you, you know? So think about that, y'all. When you think about plans, when you're making a plan, think about the money, think about the time, think about the location where you're going to live, think about the communication, how you're going to communicate, think about all of this stuff, and also have backup plans in order as well. Be prepared to pivot. You know, they like to say BPP, be prepared to pivot, because things happen. If you're going to leave while they're at work and they just happen to come home while you're moving, they might snap. Be prepared to pivot. Have a backup plan. Have people there that you can trust. You know what I mean? If there's weapons in the house, make sure the weapons are not with that person. Make sure the weapons are hidden or put away or somewhere that they can't get to them easily. They can't easily access unless they carry it with them at all times. You see? You have to be prepared to pivot because it can get dangerous. I know this episode is scary and kind of dark, you know, aside from the swallowing the AirTag part. It can be dangerous, y'all. That's what I'm just saying. You have to be ready to, when you are ready to go, when you are ready to leave, make a plan. And like I said, already be mourning the loss of it, because if you make this escape plan and you don't tell them and you go back, I'm telling you, your life will get harder. It might be good at first. It might be they're changing their behaviors at first because they don't want to lose you. But then they switch back up on you because you did leave, because they did lose you. So now they're switching it back up on you because they're angry at you. Because now they feel like you escaped them, and they feel like they can't trust you to be by yourself anymore. They can't trust you to just, you know, live your life the way you're living it right now. They feel like they can't trust you. So there's a lot of space and there's a big gap right there. So you have to be prepared to pivot. Like I said, you have to be safe. Y'all make a plan, think about the money, think about the time, the location you're going to, the communication and things like that, a parenting plan, because they are being truthful from the perspective of a narcissist. If they are not ready for you to go, if this comes as a complete shock to them, they can still try to hunt you down and snap. You know, they can still try to do that. But that's why you might have to arm yourself, depending on where you are. You have to protect yourself, protect your location and things like that, because it's not like a lot of narcissists to just give up easy. They'll try to be nice. They'll try to promise therapy. They'll try to change their behaviors for a little while. They'll promise you, they'll try to make you feel guilty. You took my kids away. You took my love away. You did this, you did that. They'll do everything to try to make you feel bad. And then if you go back, I'm just telling you, it more than likely will get worse for you, because now they probably won't. Now, if you were in prison before, if you do the way I described it at first as a prison, if this was a prison at first, now you're in solitary confinement, you know, because solitary confinement, from what I heard to describe it as in jail, is like a jail within a jail, you see? So now you're in solitary confinement. You're not just in regular jail. You're in not in general population where you can see other people. Now you're in solitary confinement where it's just you, because they don't trust you not to leave again. You see? And sometimes they don't trust you. They get to the point, if you go back, well, they'll be planning on leaving you high and dry. Now they're planning their escape plan just in case you try to leave again, to make your life harder. That happens so much, y'all. That was just saying, like, if you're in a relationship with a toxic narcissistic person, you feel like you have to escape. You can't just leave. You have to be careful and be safe, because they will make your life harder. It does get hard, y'all. It's one of those things that it just happens. It sucks, you know. But thank y'all for tuning into another episode, y'all. Like I said, join my newsletter, my monthly newsletter, my weekly newsletter. I'm starting doing it weekly this year. My weekly newsletter email list, because I have courses coming out. I have another book coming out. I have a lot of workshops coming out here in person. Make sure the link to my newsletter is in the description of every video and podcast I do. Hit that 5 stars on Apple Music and Spotify. Is that Spotify? Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Mental Healness is up. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. You are a mental healness rock star, and I appreciate you for being here. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the screen to subscribe to the channel and watch another one of my videos in my playlist. There's also a link available up here for you to purchase my kids' book, Remember It's Not Your Fault, on Amazon. So check that out. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Peace.